Hi, boys and girls. I'm glad you came today. I'm glad you came today. Hello, hello to everyone. I'm glad you came today. Today we're reading a book about teeth. Because this afternoon I'm going to see my dentist. And I am trying to do good things to take care of my teeth. And that's why I have my toothbrush and some toothpaste. And I'm sure you have those things at home too, so that you can brush your teeth. Well, the first story we're going to read is about a dentist. Let's watch.
Our first book for today is titled Dr. DeSoto. It's written by William Steig and read for you by permission of Macmillan Press. Dr. DeSoto, as you can see, is a mouse, but he's also a dentist. Dr. DeSoto, the dentist, did very good work, so he had no end of patients. Those close to his own size, moles, chipmunks, etc., sat in the regular dentist's chair. Large animals sat on the floor, while Dr. DeSoto stood on a ladder. For extra-large animals, he had a special room. There, Dr. DeSoto was hoisted up to the patient's mouth by his assistant, who also happened to be his wife. There she is, hoisting him up. Dr. DeSoto was especially popular with big animals. He was able to work inside their mouths, wearing rubbers to keep his feet dry, and his fingers were so delicate and his drills so dainty that they could hardly feel any pain. Being a mouse, he refused to treat animals dangerous to mice, and it said so on his sign. When the doorbell rang, he and his wife would look out the window. They wouldn't admit even the most timid-looking cat. So it says, Dr. DeSoto, dentist. There they are. Cats and other dangerous animals not accepted for treatment. You know why, of course, because those animals might eat mice. One day, when they looked out, they saw a well-dressed fox with a flannel bandage around his mouth. "I cannot treat you, sir," Dr. DeSoto shouted. "Sir, haven't you read my sign?" "Please," wailed the fox, "have mercy, I'm suffering." And he wept so bitterly it was painful to see. "Just a moment," said Dr. DeSoto. "That poor fox," he whispered to his wife. "What shall we do?" "Let's risk it," said Mrs. DeSoto. She pressed the buzzer and let the fox in. Do you think that was a good idea? I guess we'll find out. He was up the stairs in a flash. "Bless your little hearts," he cried, falling to his knees. "I beg you, do something. My tooth is killing me." "Sit on the floor, sir," said Dr. DeSoto, "and remove the bandage, please." Dr. DeSoto climbed up the ladder and bravely entered the fox's mouth. "Oh," he gasped. The fox had a rotten bicuspid and unusually bad breath. "This tooth will have to come out," Dr. DeSoto announced, "but we can make you a new one." "Just stop the pain," whimpered the fox, wiping some tears away. Despite his misery, he realized that he had a tasty little morsel in his mouth, and his jaw began to quiver. "Keep open," yelled Dr. DeSoto. "Wide open," yelled his wife. I wonder if that fox is thinking of eating them. I'm giving you gas now, said Dr. DeSoto. You won't feel a thing when I yank that tooth. Soon the fox was in dreamland. Mmm, he mumbled. Yummy. How I love them raw with just a pinch of salt and dry white wine. Who's he thinking of eating? You guessed it. They could guess what he was dreaming about. Mrs. DeSoto handed her husband a pole to keep the fox's mouth open. Dr. DeSoto fastened his extractor to the bad tooth. Then he and his wife began turning the winch, and finally, with a sucking sound, the tooth popped out and hung swaying in the air. I'm bleeding, the fox yelped when he came to. Dr. DeSoto ran up the ladder and stuffed some gauze into the hole. The worst is over, he said. I'll have your new tooth ready tomorrow. Be here at 11 sharp. The fox, still woozy, said goodbye and left. On his way home, he wondered if it would be shabby, which means not very nice, of him to eat the DeSotos when the job was done. After office hours, Mrs. DeSoto molded a tooth of pure gold and polished it. Raw with salt indeed, muttered Dr. DeSoto. How foolish to trust a fox. He didn't know what he was saying, said Mrs. DeSoto. Why should he harm us? We're helping him. Because he's a fox, said Dr. DeSoto. They are wicked, wicked creatures. That night the DeSotos lay awake worrying. Should we let him in tomorrow? Mrs. DeSoto wondered. Once I start a job, said the dentist firmly, I finish it. My father was the same way. But we must do something to protect ourselves, said his wife. They talked and talked until they formed a plan. I think it will work, said Dr. DeSoto. A minute later, he was snoring. The next morning, promptly at 11, a very cheerful fox turned up. He was feeling not a particle of pain. When Dr. DeSoto got into his mouth, he snapped it shut for a moment, then opened wide and laughed. Ha! Just a joke, he chortled. Be serious, said the dentist sharply. We have work to do. His wife was lugging the heavy tooth up the ladder. Oh, I love it, exclaimed the fox. It's just beautiful. Dr. DeSoto set the gold tooth in its socket and hooked it up to the teeth on both sides. The fox caressed the new tooth with his tongue. My, it feels good, he thought. I really shouldn't eat them. On the other hand, how can I resist? We're not finished, said the doctor, holding up a large jug. I have here a remarkable preparation developed only recently by my wife and me. With just one application, you can be rid of toothaches forever. How would you like to be the first one to receive this unique treatment? I certainly would, the fox declared. I'd be honored. He hated any kind of personal pain. You will never have to see us again, said Dr. DeSoto. No one will see you again, said the fox to himself. He had definitely made up his mind to eat them with the help of his brand new tooth. Dr. DeSoto stepped into the fox's mouth with a bucket of secret formula and proceeded to paint each tooth. He hummed as he worked. Mrs. DeSoto stood by the ladder, pointing out spots he had missed. The fox looked very happy. When the dentist was done, he stepped out. Now close your jaws tight, he said, and keep them closed for a full minute. The fox did as he was told. Then he tried to open his mouth, but his teeth were stuck together. Ah, excuse me, I should have mentioned, said Dr. DeSoto. You won't be able to open your mouth for a day or two. The secret formula must permeate the dentine. But don't worry, no pain ever again. The fox was stunned. He stared at Dr. DeSoto, then at his wife. They smiled and waited. All he could do was say, "Thank you very much," through his clenched teeth, and get up and leave. He tried to do so with dignity. Then he stumbled down the stairs in a daze. Dr. DeSoto and his assistant had outfoxed the fox. They kissed each other and took the rest of the day off. Well, he was a little mouse, but a very smart dentist. I hope you enjoyed that book.
Well, I hope that book gave you a smile. Let's try this poem. I have some tiny teeth, I brush them every day. I know I'm gonna lose some, that's what the big kids say. And when I'm fast asleep, the tooth fairy will creep to find my tooth and take it home. It's something she will keep. Does she put it in her pocket? Does she keep it shiny new? Or does she give it to a baby who's learning how to chew? I don't know. What do you think the tooth fairy does with teeth? I don't know. Right now, let's read a book about lots of teeth. All right. Enjoy.
Our second book for today is titled The Tooth Book by Dr. Seuss, and it is read for you by permission of Scholastic Press. Wow, those are some big teeth there on that walrus. Who has teeth? Well, look around, and you'll find out who. You'll find that red-headed uncles do. Policemen do, and zebras too, and unicycle riders too. And camels and their drivers do. Even little girls named Ruthie all have teeth. All Ruths are toothy. Teeth, you'll find them everywhere, on mountaintops and in the air. And if you care to poke around, you'll even find them underground. You'll find them east, west, north, and south. You'll find them in a lion's mouth. Teeth, they're very much in style. They must be very much worthwhile. Yeah, I think teeth are important. They come in handy when you chew, says Mr. Donald Driscoll Drew. That's why my family grew a few. They come in handy when you smile, says Smiling Sam the crocodile. They come in handy in my job, says High Trapezer Mike Macabre. If I should ever lose a tooth, I'd lose my wife, and that's the truth. Uh-oh. Look at, he's holding her by a line, and they're both biting on that line. Oh my goodness. Teeth come in handy when you speak, says news broadcaster Quincy Queek. Without my teeth, I'd talk like ducks and only broadcast quacks and clucks. You're lucky that you have your teeth, says a sad, sad snail named Simon Sneath. I don't have one. I can never smile, like Smiling Sam the crocodile. So snails don't have teeth. Without teeth, we can't play trombone, says jellyfish named Jimbo Jones. Look at that. No teeth in jellyfish. I have no teeth, says Hilda Hen, but women do, and so do men. So I have happy news for you. You will grow 2 sets. Set 1, set 2. That's true. We will. This is a tough page to turn here. All right. You will lose set number 1, and when you do, it's not much fun. But then you'll grow set number 2. 32 teeth and all brand new. 16 downstairs and 16 more upstairs on the upper floor. And when you get your second set, that's all the teeth you'll ever get. So don't chew down trees like beavers do. If you try, you'll lose set number 2. And don't be dumb like Mr. Glotz. Don't break your teeth untying knots. And don't be dumb like Katie Klops. Don't try to chew off bottle tops. Teeth are not meant for those things. Don't gobble junk like Billy Biggins. They say his teeth have 50 fillings. Ooh, he's eating a lot of sugar. They sure are handy when you smile, so keep your teeth around a while. And never bite your dentist when he works inside your head. Your dentist is your teeth's best friend. Bite carrot sticks instead. Well, that is a silly rhyming book, boys and girls. But I'm going to see my dentist today, and he is a good friend. All right, take care, and take care of your teeth. Bye-bye.